New York Times report revealing that President Trump only paid $750 a year in income taxes in 2016 and 2017 has been quite the bombshell. Trump refused to release his taxes, though, last time, even though there were a lot of questions surrounding them. And people voted for him anyway. We had Senator Cruz on yesterday, and he said that people that he's spoken to, his constituents, don't really care about it. Is it going to make any difference, do you think, this time?
Yeah, I think it will make some. I was just before I came here on The View, was at a hospital in Brownsville, East New York, one of the poorer sections, and I asked the people there. There were clerical workers, nurses, hospital workers, some community folks. How many of you paid more taxes than Donald Trump? They all raised their hands and rolled their eyes. It has a granularity to it, and then you got to ask. He owes $500 million to whom, and what is he going to do for them? So I think the actual specifics now may hurt him more than the fact that previously he just said he wouldn't release his returns.
And Senator, it's Martha again. President Trump has spent months talking about voter fraud, casting doubt on the legitimacy of the election process. He's recently made reference to the Supreme Court or Congress potentially settling the election, both of which would seem to give him a numbers advantage. Do you have faith that this will be a truly fair and democratic election?
Well, we're working hard to see that it is. We have a very good lawyer, Mark Elias, who is doing case after case in state after state to make sure that things will be all right. He's winning most of his cases, even with Republican judges. But I would say this, Martha, the best way to ensure that Donald Trump can't muck around with the election, which we know he'd want to do, is vote. Vote, 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 and vote early. And if Donald Trump loses by a significant amount, he will not be able to mess around with the elections.
So are you prepared, however, to accept the results regardless of which way it turns out?
Well, if it's a fair election, obviously, and what I'm hopeful of, Martha, is that Donald Trump will lose by so much that he can't even try. Let's hope that's true, and I urge people who don't want to vote for Donald Trump, get out there and vote early.
Now, Senator Ted Cruz was here yesterday, and he put the blame for the lack of a coronavirus relief package squarely on Democrats, saying they were refusing to cut a deal. Now, we've heard this kind of back and forth for months now, with nothing getting done, while unemployment continues to sit above 8%. Is there any hope that relief is on the way?
Yeah, there is some hope, but not because of Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz was one of the people who said he wanted $0 for corona relief, and the only reason he voted for that tiny, what I called emaciated Republican bill, is they put in a provision that he wanted, which allowed rich people to get a full tax deduction, tax credit, when they put their kids in private school. So he is wrong. But we're fighting hard, Nancy and I, to get an agreement. We've come down from our $3.4 trillion, which we think is what is really needed, given the enormity of this crisis, to 2.2. We hope the Republicans will now come meet us in the middle, and we might get something done.